It's almost 8 minutes to 10. In a world where we increasingly rely on gadgets, storing highly personal information on them, using them for financial transactions, we need to do everything possible to ensure that our devices are secure, with a capital S, secure. Now, if our gadgets are compromised, not only are our bank accounts at risk, but so is our personal safety and even our very identity. In the USA, privacy battle lines are being drawn between Apple and the FBI. You might have seen that on the news this week, after Apple rejected an FBI court order asking it to create a backdoor into the iOS operating system. Now, what takes precedence? The interests of the public at large? Or is it the government's desire to snoop? And can we expect this to have any impacts in Australia as well? Shara Evans is a futurist. Shara, good afternoon. Good morning, I should say. Wow,
Good morning, Rod.
The day's going fast, but not quite that fast. What would creating a back door into the operating system mean for someone who owns one of these so-called smartphones? I guess it's an Apple or even a Galaxy, I guess, would it?
Well, this is specific to Apple, but if there's a precedent set for Apple to create what we would call a backdoor, you can be sure that there'd be other instances where law enforcement agencies would seek other vendors to do the same thing. So when we're talking about a backdoor, my understanding from some of the technical scuttlebutt that I've been reading is that to do this, Apple would actually have to put code into its hardware and operating system, which would enable brute force entry into the phone. So if you think about an iOS device, you can unlock it with a PIN, and after a certain number of random guesses, it makes you wait longer and longer before you can enter another number in there, and then eventually it doesn't let you enter anything at all. What this kind of backdoor would do is allow unlimited random guesses to unlock your phone. And if that kind of software was out there, you can be sure that it wouldn't be used just for one phone in one particular instance, which is what this particular lawsuit is about. There'd be bound to be other law enforcement agencies that would say, well, we've got another serious crime and we want access to this software as well. And then you'd have organizations, let's say like a tax office, that would want access. And you'd end up with scope creep. We're already seeing that sort of thing here with the metadata retention legislation, where we've got access to data without a warrant from the like of ASIC and even organizations like workers' compensation in Victoria are trying to get access. So, you'd see scope creep, but more worryingly is that the more people that have access to this kind of software, the greater the chance that it would be leaked to criminal elements, either inadvertently through lax security in an individual agency or on purpose for somebody who wants to make some money.
Okay, just very briefly, and we are running out of time, Shara, but what does it mean, do you think, for the future of telecommunications technology generally?
Well, one of the concerns I have in almost any technology is that security is an afterthought. And here we've got a device where security is actually being built in, and we have the U.S. government wanting them to basically create holes in security. That's going in the completely wrong direction. I think we need to balance between the good of the state and the good of individuals and look at where this is taking us as a society. It really is a very broad debate about our privacy, and our privacy is disappearing.
Shara, great to talk to you this morning. Thanks so much for your time this morning.
You're welcome, Rod. Thank you.
Shara Evans, a futurist, and quite some things to think about on that one. You might like to join in the conversation.